friends, for the rest of our social studies lessons, I will be teaching you about different artists. This is something that I truly love, and it's something that I love to share with my students every year. Unfortunately, because our year was cut short in the classroom, I'm having to do it virtual. So I don't want you to worry so much about materials because I will try to give you a alternative for materials that we would have been able to use in the classroom. So the artist that we're learning today is David Hockney. He's a British artist born in 1937 in England. When he first started, he had very ironic and iconic paintings. He used a lot of pictures to make collages. It wasn't until he moved to California that he developed a more realistic way of painting. And you'll notice this a lot in when he does swimming pools because the people look like they are underwater. It looks like a real picture. They have flowing water, the surfaces are shimmering. So if you want to do this with me, you'll need white paper. If you have oil pastels, you can get that. If you don't, you can get crayons, color pencils, watercolors. For the shimmering of the water, you definitely either need a white oil pastel crayon or a white Crayola crown. You can also even do this with glue. And I'll explain to you how to do that. It'll take a little longer because you'll need the glue to dry to paint it, but it works exactly the same. So I'm going to show you a couple things that you can draw that'll make it a little bit realistic. So I have quite a few of them. Remember that Mrs. G is an artist, but not at drawing. So no laughing. Here's one of them. And just give me time so I can, and I'm going to take this off, all right? Just let it fall for now. So here's one of them. What do you notice about this? Let me show you first, because I did. Did I color in his face? No. He's swimming with his face down, right? Like if he was doing something like this. So I wanted to show you this one because it was a good way to show you a different way for them to paint. Another one is this one. I didn't do the hair yet, but it kind of looks like he, on this side, that he jumped in the pool, right? That's why his body is curved that way. Again, he has goggles, right? So you can choose to do that or not. I'll show you more. Here's another one. Like he kicked off the wall. You can kind of tell Mrs. G started doing a lot of the waviness of the water. And this one was with a white crayon, all right? This one up. Here's another one. How many of you go into the pool and just float on the top? So that's what I kind of drew, her floating on the top. And for us girls, our hair spreads all over the place, right? And you can see a little bit of the white lines. And this one I did with oil pastel. So remember that you're drawing this as if you're in the pool. So no dresses or pants or anything like that. You're drawing a swim trunks or a bathing suit. I don't know what I got there. Here's another one. This one's a little bit smaller, but she's swimming sideways. And what I want you to notice about this one is that, let me see if I can find my finger right here. Here's a little bit of her arm, and then the front of her fingertips are right in the front of her face, right? The other one's at the bottom. She has bubbles coming out. So it's as if she's swimming like that way. So I try to draw what that would look like. I think I did okay. So again, at any point, you can stop and draw your picture. I know right now it's hard to tell. I'll trace all of them so you can see again. So I'm going to do that with you really quick is I'm just going to draw that outline. You don't have to do that. A lot of the kids that I've shown do a David Hockney. Sometimes they don't like the outline of their person and sometimes they do. And this is totally up to you. But just so that you can see what I'm doing, and look, I picked up the wrong color. I'm going to trace all of these really, really fast, just so you have an idea of what it looks like. I do want to show you that if you're doing swim shorts, I am not going to do the legs the same shape or the same size as the swim shorts. I'm kind of go in a little bit so it looks that like I have pants or shorts, I should say. So remember small details like that, okay? I'll do her. For girls, it's different because their bathing suits are not big. Again, if I was taking my time, I would not be tracing everything in purple. But I want you to see what I'm doing. Again, what's going to give it that water resist is using a crayon or using a oil pastel. It'll give you the same effect because these are made out of wax. It resists the water that you paint them with. You're going to need a little bit of water. The watercolor that you use for these, both of these waters, is a little bit of blue and a little bit of green. All right, and I'll do that a little bit right now because I have that with me. So I'm going to paint with my paintbrush. And I just have a little bit of blue and a little bit of white. And I don't want a lot because I want to see what it's going to look like. And if you notice, I'm not sure if you can see, I'll show you up close. Hold on a second. I'm going to take a little bit of my green and mix it with a little bit of water. I want it really watery. I don't want a dry brush at all. But I'm going to show you that I'm coloring right over those lines, but it's not painting the white. It's going right over it. So I'm going to take this off just so I can show you. Do you see how the white lines pop up? And I'm not worried about this because I'm going to color over her hands, so that's going to be covered. I'm not worried about that. So that one was with oil. I made my lines with oil pastels, and I'm going to tell you how to do your lines in a second. This one is with crayons, so I can show you what it looks like and how it's going to look similar to the one that I did with the oil pastels. So again, I'm just getting a little bit of my blue. Whoop, a little bit of my blue and a little bit of my green, and I'm mixing them together in the middle, and then I'm just going to paint over. So you see that you can use a white crown to do this, and it's giving it the same exact effect as if we were using oil pastels. And there could be, areas that you have it a little bit darker because of the shadowing and the sun hitting the pool. And again, you want to make sure that you're protecting your surfaces, right? I don't want to get in trouble. Let me show you this one too. So you can see it's still doing a water resist, even though I use crayons in this one. All right. So if you've noticed, my lines are not straight in the water. So you have to remember that the reflection of a pool, it kind of moves. You need to use a white crayon, or you need to use a white oil pastel. Mrs. G is going to use a purple only for demonstration purposes, just to show you what you have to do. But you are not to use a dark color crayon or oil pastel for this. It has to be white, so it looks like the water's moving. But just to show you what it would look like, you can start and just do squiggly lines, remembering not to go through the person. So you're going to go all the way down, all right, vertically, and then you're going to go horizontally to cross those. And you can just go vertically and horizontally. You can go sideways, right? You can just do a bunch of squigglies everywhere and leave it like that, right? But you want to kind of fill the paper up. There's different ways that you can add that effect of shimmering water. I hope you have fun. I can't wait to see your drawings. So post them to Flipgrid. This way everybody gets to see them. All right? I hope this was fun. Bye.